Hello, hello, how's it going everyone? Back again for another episode. I'd like to begin by removing this block. I'd say the experiment for mossy cobblestone didn't go as fast as I thought it would, and now I did make a kind of a break of a few days. I need a reminder of what I was exactly doing. I'm not sure, but I think I do remember that I finished digging all of these floors, all of these hallways. I mean, and seems like, oh yeah, so I've completed first three hallways. I mean, by that I mean I dug them and I also installed the glass slab floor, but everything else is pretty much, yeah, except for the hallway, for the removed hallway part, it's pretty much, not finished. So I, I'll then continue from where I was. I'll need to make some of these glass slabs actually to finish these floors, and I see a very nice thing, which is copper blocks. I definitely like those. They, yeah, I mean, copper is pretty good. I'd like to turn it into bronze. I now have 18 copper lumps. I think I'll save up like 100 of them, probably. If I save about 100, I would imagine that it would be enough for me to make quite a bit of pickaxes and not have to worry about running out anytime soon. Oh, though, my stone pickaxe just broke. That's that's to be expected though. So yeah, I would say 100 bronze blocks would be a good good amount of bronze to aim for before craft before beginning before switching to bronze tools, I would say. So yeah, I'll switch to bronze as soon as I reach 100 bronze bars. I would say that'd be pretty good. So 100 bronze, I think it's not even called bars, it's called ingots. So yeah, I suppose it doesn't make that much of a difference because, I mean, it's still sort of the same. A bronze bar or bronze ingot. Maybe it's not the same. Yeah, it says, for example, for tin, it says tin ingot, not a bar. I do kind of see that now that I think about it. Some of these names for uh, some items are kind of different. Like, I would expect a glass pane to be called glass window. I don't 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 think that's like a pane is a very common word. So it's interesting to see that. Though I guess ingot is pretty common. I wanted to make it so like, oh yeah, like everyone is using a bronze bar or whatever. Or maybe it makes no sense actually. A bronze bar or a bronze ingot, that's not even the same. Maybe a bronze bar isn't even the same as an ingot. Uh, maybe a, yeah, I don't know actually. That's interesting. Anyways, I broke all of my pickaxes. That was my last stone pickaxe. I'll have to craft some new ones. I'll immediately craft maybe 4. Why not? Yeah, so I got 4 now. That should last me for a while. And then I'll put back the recipe for the glass slab in the crafting table. And good, perfect. I should be done with floor 23 today, I believe. If all goes well, if I don't get distracted too much, but I feel like it's going pretty slow. I do get a bit of these distractions. So sometimes I get distracted by copper or yeah, I misplaced some of these glass slabs as well, so it's not ideal, I suppose. But I think I'm halfway. Yeah, pretty much. I'm in the middle of floor 23 and I got about 14 minutes. Whoa, that was close. Huh. That was a hole to the bottom of the dungeon, and I almost fell into that. That was really close because I wasn't looking actually. Sometimes you just look straight ahead and then whatever is underneath the character is just remains in like hidden or like not seen. So yeah, sometimes that happens, but yep. It was fine because I noticed that at the last second. Didn't have to really fall in the hole and then have to get the items and stuff. Because if I was to fall through that hole, like right now I have 5 HP. With 5 HP I wouldn't... Most likely my character wouldn't have survived with just 5 HP, and that means I would have to respawn at the beach, then make my way back down, then climb down that hole in search of my items that I dropped. I mean, I don't have that many valuable items, though I do actually. I have 19 copper lumps. Yeah, I would have to go back and collect the items that I lost. That is without a question. Completely forgot actually that I had this copper. Yep, but now that I know, I do realize that I would have to go back and actually pick all of those up. I could probably leave cobblestone. Most likely I could leave cobblestone in there. Like I wouldn't need to pick that up. I have plenty of that. All of the chests almost have they are either filled with cobblestone or they have a bit of cobblestone, some of it. But yeah. Oh hey, that's a lump of tin, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's tin. I'll take those. Though now when I see tin, I don't get excited anymore because I have so much of it compared to copper that it feels useless, almost like. I don't see why. I mean, yeah, it's just much more common compared to copper. That's what it feels like to me. So I have too many of copper lumps, ingots, whatever you want to call it, and too few of the copper ones. But now it seems like I'm getting more copper somehow. Somehow, some way, it does feel like I'm getting a good amount of copper. For example, here, since the last time I started, I guess, collecting, I've got 21 copper and 11 tin, I think. So if that's the case, it is actually a really, really good news. Look at that. I think I got maybe 6 or so copper lumps today, if not more. Maybe less, but I don't think it's any less than 6. Yeah, that's good. Hopefully, the deeper I go, the more copper I will find. That would be ideal. And even if I begin finding less and less... Oh, look at this mossy cobblestone. Even if I begin finding less and less of these tin blocks, then it's fine, because I have maybe, like, just in my inventory I have what, all 29 tin ingots. Then in storage I do believe I also have about 50. And for 9 bronze bars I only need 1, right? I need only 1 tin ingot for 9 bronze bars. So that would mean if, for example, I have roughly 80 tin ingots, let's say, then I just with that I could make actually that's a good question. How many? Well, I would have to multiply 80 by 9, I think, and then I would get the number. But it's like really difficult, so I would like to instead multiply 80 by 10, which would be 800. But I guess I can just subtract 80 now, and I would get 720. So I would be able to make about 700 bronze ingots with the amount of tin that I have already collected, which sounds like, to me it sounds like a lot. I think with that I'll be set for quite a good while, even if, for example, from this point onwards I stop finding, or like I find very small amounts of tin, it would still be good for a very long period of time. But now it seems, it does kind of look like I just was under the impression that tin finding tin was slowing down, but now it seems okay. Seems like it's picking up again, and I'll take that. I'll still dig all of the tin that I find, because it does still seem like a very valuable thing to get. Though if I had to choose, I'd definitely go for copper right now and for the foreseeable future. If, like, if I found well, for example, if I found I don't know, 5 copper lumps and 10 tin lumps, I would probably still choose those 5 copper lumps, even if I had to let go of the 10 tin lumps. At least in this situation, I would say that it would be a worthy exchange to just give up a double the amount of tin to get some copper, at least. Yeah, at least right now. But later on, things may change with the different depths that you dig at, or in this case I dig at. The resource, like the resources may become more common or more scarce, or whichever way it wants to go. But I do feel like depth will have some well, a lot of, probably a lot of what did I want to say? Yeah, it will matter, I suppose, in terms of how much of what I can find or dig in this case. So this is the last hallway that I am installing the glass slab floor in. This is very nice. I was working on this floor for so long already, and that is mostly, I'd say, because of the bronze, the stone tools. With stone tools, it takes so long to dig all of these stone blocks. They seriously take, compared to, if I'm comparing it with bronze, oh yeah, stone is like many times worse. Maybe not many times, but it certainly feels that it's considerably worse. So there, last hallway, and I'll now quickly check if I left any misplaced blocks. So far so good. I cannot see to the end of some of these hallways, through to the end, because they have water flowing through them. Oh, look at that, the stairs have become mossy as well. Very nice. And the entrance as well. So cool. But that's it for floor. What's this is actually interesting. That's it with floor 23. Guess I'll begin with the next one, which will be called the floor 24. I'll have to bring some stairs and probably glass slabs as well. I'll need glass doors too. So I've got stairs right here, and I'll also store most of this cobblestone in the chest. Let me do that quickly. Definitely, like, inventories fill up with cobblestone super quickly. Yeah, very quickly. Another block of mossy cobblestone, and I do also need a sign. So I believe to make a sign you have to do a recipe like this, and that results in 3 different signs. 3, yeah. Well, that's pretty much it for today. I'll begin with the floor on the next episode, floor 24. Yep.